All right, so you sent us Psalm 149
cool.
from the New Living Translation of the Bible, and we're going to jump right in.
Right into it.
We're aiming to understand the key themes, maybe even uncover some surprising elements that this short psalm holds.
Yeah.
And we were going to go verse by verse.
Okay.
To really extract that core message.
Sounds good.
Okay, so verse 1 jumps right in. Praise the Lord. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing his praises in the assembly of the faithful. This is a collective call to worship.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's about coming together as believers, as the faithful.
It's a shared act.
Yes, a shared act.
This isn't you in your closet.
Right.
This is you out with everybody else.
In the assembly.
Right, in the assembly.
Together.
Okay, so then verse 2 focuses us a little bit else. O Israel, rejoice in your Maker. O people of Jerusalem, exult in your King. It's specifically Israel and Jerusalem being called out here to celebrate God, both as their Maker and their King.
I think what's interesting there is that pairing. You know, we have God as Maker, so the origin of their being, and then King, which signifies his rule and his authority over them.
Right, so it's acknowledging that power dynamic.
Yes, and it's both personal and recognizes that sovereignty.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way to put those two things together.
Right.
Okay, verse 3, we get a picture of what this looks like. Praise his name with dancing, accompanied by tambourine and harp. So this isn't some quiet, solemn affair.
No, it's very active.
This is a party.
Yes, exactly. It's about expressing that joy.
Yeah.
You know, really engaging with the act of worship.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing out the musical instruments, they're dancing.
It's full of joy.
This is exuberant.
Hearted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then verse 4 gives us kind of a reason for all this.
Okay.
This exuberant praise. For the Lord delights in his people. He crowns the humble with victory. So we're seeing this connection between God's favor and rewarding humility.
It's a reciprocal relationship,
you
know, where God is pleased with his people, particularly those who are humble.
Yeah.
And he grants them victory. He grants them success.
Right. So there's this give and take in this relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, verse 5 continues on this theme of joy. Let the faithful rejoice that he honors them. Let them sing for joy as they lie on their beds. Okay, so now we've got this image of singing even in, like, quiet moments of rest.
It's a constant joy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like internal.
Yes, it's rooted in that feeling of being valued by God.
Yeah.
Being honored by God.
That he's with them.
Yeah.
All the time. Okay, now, verses 6 through 9.
Okay.
This is where things take a little bit of a turn.
All right.
We read, let the praises of God be in their mouths, and a sharp sword in their hands, to execute vengeance on the nations and punishment on the peoples, to bind their kings with shackles and their leaders with iron chains, to execute the judgment written against them.
Wow.
This is some pretty powerful imagery.
It is powerful.
Yeah. How do we put this into context?
Well, it's important to remember the historical context of this psalm.
Yeah.
You know, in ancient times, expressions of faith
were
often intertwined with this idea of divine justice against enemies.
Against those who did not believe the same way.
Right. And so this language reflects that belief in God's active role in delivering judgment.
Okay, so this is a very direct way of God intervening in the world. Okay, so then verse 9 concludes, this is the glorious privilege of his faithful ones. This act of carrying out judgment is being described as a privilege.
Yes, and, you know, within that historical understanding, where divine mandates were sometimes interpreted as calls for physical action, participating in what was seen as God's justice would have been considered an honor.
Okay.
You know, a demonstration of their faithfulness.
So essentially they were carrying out God's will.
Yes, it's a specific viewpoint tied to that particular era.
Right. So really quickly, let's just recap what we've gone over.
Okay.
This psalm starts with a very vibrant call for communal, joyful praise to God as both creator and ruler. The reason for this praise is God's delight in his people, specifically those who are humble.
Right.
And the victories that he grants them.
Yes.
Leading to this constant internal joy.
That's right.
But then we get the shift to the faithful wielding swords. To enact vengeance and judgment, which is being presented as a glorious privilege.
It holds these seemingly contrasting ideas.
Yeah. How do those two things exist together?
It's a really interesting question.
Yeah, so listener, we want to leave you with this final thought.
Okay.
Given this ancient text, how do you interpret this coexistence of joyful worship and this concept of executing judgment? What does this tell us about historical perspectives on faith and justice?
A lot to think about.
Yeah, it definitely gives you something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.